But seriously, why did Mr. Ohms marry Mrs. Ohms? Because he couldn't resist her. I picked up this desktop drum set from Five Below. It's a store where everything is $5, and I thought this would be perfect to put our sensors in these little drums and see if we can't make a MIDI drum set out of this. Let's see what's in the box. Oh, look at there. This is pretty cool, really. These must be our little drumsticks. Yeah. Well, wow, look at that. Hey, what do you want for $5? A little stand. There's even little springs. Here's our cymbals. Looks like those little monkey cymbals, don't it? You know those little clapping monkeys? Yeah, this is going to be pretty neat. Let me get this set up. I mean, come on. You get all this stuff for $5. A lot of fun here, huh? Yeah, I thought there was a cover on there, but there's not. Should be fairly easy to take our sensors and put them up under there. Yeah, let's get this set up. There's that. Like this. Got little rivets in there that make noise. Yeah? Wow, this is cool. How's that? There it is, all together. Here's my little sticks. Those are kind of weeny. Okay, good. Next, piezos. How are we going to put these in there and hook them up? Let's figure out something here. So there's 12 pieces of piezos disc, and they have leads on them about a foot long. And I paid about 50 cents a piece. I got 12 of these for around $7 with free shipping, so that's a pretty good deal. And here they are, and of course they came from China, so they took forever. About a month to get here, I would say. Let's take a look at them. So here they are. I guess you pronounce these piezos. And I did a video a while back where I took a similar thing like this out of a greeting card. And you can do that, but the problem is it's sometimes tough to solder these connections. Sometimes the solder does not want to stick. And these already come with nice leads, about 12 inches long. So the idea is this picks up vibration, and when it does, it sends a signal. So to demonstrate how these send a signal, I thought I would hook it up to my multimeter and see if we could get a signal. I've just taken each of the leads and hooked it to my multimeter, and we'll put it on DC volts. Let's let it settle and smack it with a stick here. Little. Seen 4. See if we can get a little more sensitivity here. Oh yeah, jumps up there. So you can see the vibration of these two dissimilar metals. get it to vibrate and send a little signal. And that's what our MIDI controller is going to pick up, hopefully. So yeah. So I should be able to take these and just glue them onto the drum underneath, on each of the drums, even the bottom of the cymbal. Something like that. And I think I'll use tape at first before I glue them, because I'm not sure if I'm going to get a better sound in the center or slightly off to the side. So let me flip these over, take them off the stand, and put 4 of these on. I'll just use a little piece of masking tape at first, like that, you know, and I'll make sure that all my wires go this way. And then when I'm sure that this will work, I can come back and glue them on so it'll look better. So that's how I'm going to do it right now. You know, for the price of these piezos, you know, 50 cents or so each, you could put these in just about anything you can imagine. You could put these in a coffee can or any kind of weird object you can dream up and make an instrument out of it. And it can sound any way you want too, because the MIDI controller is going to convert it into whatever sound we want. Okay, so I've got the 3 drums. Let's put one on the cymbal as well. That's going to stick up there, so just put one underneath here, I guess. I'm guessing, I don't know what I'm doing. Never done this before, but in theory it should work. Again, I'll keep my wire towards the middle. And let's put it right there. That ought to work. Okay, back together. There it is. Got all the piezos on. Piezo? I think it's piezo. I've heard of piezo too, but who knows. Next step, got to connect these wires. Do that next. I'm just putting pins on all these red sensor wires so that we can plug them directly into the breadboard. It makes it easier to use these pins than it does to just jam the wire down in the hole, you know? And we're just using these header pins here. I'm just pulling them out and using them. It's just easier to build the project when they have a firm pin on them. You don't have to do this, but I like to. So all the red wires are getting one for the piezos. And then all the black ones for the piezos are going to come together and go into one. So we'll do that. Get them all the same length. And then what you do is you just grab one of these with pliers and pull it out. Like that. There we go. Easy peasy. So here's the circuit that I built for it. Very simple. I've got a MIDI connection here so that I can plug it into my MIDI converter, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this is just a DIN plug, and it has 3 connections with this resistor. There's ground, 5 volts, and the signal. And it comes in to the Arduino, and it borrows the 5-volt line and the ground, and then the signal goes from the digital number 1 up here. And then the input for the pads will go into this board right here. And I've got resistors on there. I've got 4 drums, so I've got 4 resistors, and they come to ground, and I have to plug them in to here yet. But the 4 channels ultimately go to this line, which goes right into here. And each of the four have one, and that goes into the analog in. You can see here. And on this board, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 analog ins, and I'm only using 4. So I've taken the other 2 and just sent them to the ground rail. If you want a schematic for this, I can draw one up. I didn't prepare one, but it's very simple to do. There's not much to this at all. So the idea is the signal comes in from the drum. There'll be a ground and a signal for each one that will come into these locations. That gets sent to each of these analog pins, and then the program will process it and then send it out the digital line, which is connected to the MIDI here. Just doing a little testing here. Look at this mess of wires I have. You can see the circuit board and the Arduino. Bunch of wires, not very safe, but I have them all running up to the drums, and they're still taped in. I got it plugged into my computer, and it seems to be working just fine. So it's time to hand assemble, hard assemble. To make it neater, I'm going to run the wires through this little stand. And I had to drill a bigger hole here. This is open. So I've taken off all my sensors, and I'm just going to run them through the pipe. There we go. That's what we wanted. In testing, this cymbal has these little rivets that rattle. You know, so when you use it acoustically, it makes a cymbal sound. But really, we don't need those, and I want to take them off so that I don't get multiple hits with them. So I'm just going to drill those out, remove them. They're just rivets that are rattling in there. Yeah. So I'll do that. So you can see I've drilled out the rivets and just left holes here. I'm going to clean the bottom of the cymbal and the drums real well with an alcohol swab, and then use my hot melt glue to attach the sensors. Notice that there's not much of a difference if you have it in the center or around the perimeter, so we're just going to put these in the center and eyeball them. I'm a little concerned about the hot glue melting the top of the drum, but won't know unless I try, so here I go. I'm just going to use a little bit and stick it on. Looks like we have a good result. There it is. Now I just have to do the rest. Now that I have the wires running, the drums where I want them, I'm going to add a little super glue here and there to keep the drums from moving. That way they won't fall apart when you try to hit them. So there's the final version of the prototype for the drums. I have a removable pin so I can separate the drums from the actual board itself. It's pretty easy. It's got an input and an output and a place to plug the MIDI in over here. 4 resistors, one for each channel. And then there's a resistor that goes on your power line here. This information's all readily available on the internet if you're interested in making your own. And then when you're all done, you load up your Arduino with software for MIDI conversion, and you can find that on the Arduino site as well. And you can just change the numbers for however many drum heads that you have. I do plan on doing a larger version of this in the future, so maybe we'll make a larger one. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments. You could even make this out of coffee cans or any object, really. This little device was purchased off eBay. I think it was less than $10. And it's a MIDI to USB. Now, if you don't have a MIDI, which is also known as a serial port on your computer, you can get one of these and send it to USB instead. The older computers used serial ports, and these would plug right into those with a DIN connection. But the modern ones don't have that, so you need one of these converters. But these are readily available on eBay, and it just converts the serial MIDI to USB. Anyway, I have my little drum set up here to demonstrate, and I'll be running it out of this laptop. And I'm going to use some software called Ableton Lite, and you can download it for free and use it. It's the MIDI program that we're going to use. Let's go in for a tighter shot of that, and then we'll play some tunes on our new drums here. So this is the MIDI program called Ableton Lite, and this is the Lite free version. They also have a paid version, but this one will work for free for a while. And it's pretty easy to use. You just hit the drums, and it shows you what channel it's on. And then you can assign that channel any instrument in their list, and you can download more sounds. They have full drum kits. You could even make it sound like a piano or organ or guitar. So once you learn how to use it, it's not bad at all. And again, there's a paid version, but this is the free one. Also, you can customize the sounds. Let me hit this. You can see that the different waveforms are customizable for sustain, attack, delay, plus the actual sound itself. So it has quite a few settings on it. If you look at this MIDI controller right here, this adapter, you can see it has a light on it. And as I hit the drum, the green light comes on, so you know it's receiving a signal. Let's turn the computer's audio on and see what this sounds like finally. It's got a pretty good sound to it, doesn't it? Now, yes, this drum set is impractical to use, but I'm proving a point that anything can be turned into a MIDI instrument. It's almost impossible to play, actually. The cymbal should probably be a harder surface rather than this. It clangs and sometimes you get a double hit, but it still sounds cool. And it's sensitive enough that you can use your fingers. So I could... You can hear the cymbal goes off sometimes when this moves, you know. So yeah, there you have it. It's pretty fun, guys. So anyway, I have future plans to make another drum set. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments. It'll be more of a full-size drum set. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching.